Future World community, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over a updated list for the 4 blue decks prior to set 3 being released. Breaking those down, kind of going over just some new changes that we would make to these lists. Again, with any of these videos, the disclaimer for all of this, these are templates. So if you find that you like a particular card better in those builds, feel free to change it, right? Like these are, I'm not saying that these are going to completely win you an event. These are just builds that I have played in person or through the digital client, and just with some tweaks to the new set with some of the newer cards, right? So we're gonna go over the 4 new leaders, the 4 older leaders with the new cards. As always, thank you guys for supporting the channel. You know, if you do like the video, if you do like the content, like and subscribe. Do appreciate all of that as we move closer to 2,000 subs here. And we'll start here with Goku Black. My pick last set, honestly, for Gen Con as being kind of a sleeper pick for blue. I don't know how many people played it. I know Zamasu was played a lot, but now, even so, in set 3, Goku Black is sort of mid-tier, unfortunately. It really didn't receive too much support. There's a few new cards that we're going to go over here. So, this is the list. This is a 52 card list. Again, you can always cut one of the cards. But we went really heavy with the Goku Black and Zamasus. We wanted to make sure that this one drop here has almost a 100% chance of hitting every time. So we can search out all of our Goku Blacks. We were playing 2 of the skillless Zamasus just because we still don't have a lot of good Zamasus. I know there's the other one that has blocker. But this one at least is a 15k, so you can technically swing it early. We have 4 of the bottom deck for Zamasu. This card's fantastic. It's probably good in most other decks. We have 4 Mai's. This allows us to self-awaken. One problem that blue has prior to this set was that blue really didn't have a lot of good self-awakeners for 1 energy. I think it's just this one, and then everything else is 2 energy, right? So with this allows you to take 2 life for the cost of 1 energy. And the bottom effect, where you get to bounce a card and draw a card, probably never going to happen in this deck, but it is just a way for us to self-awaken, right? We have the new crit Vegeta, and I find this card to be very, very, very good. This is such a value play for blue. We have a 20k crit that also takes a life, so we basically have a Khalifa version of this card in blue. The Saiyan, not really searchable yet. Whenever we get a card that searches Saiyans, if we ever do, it's gonna be pretty broken. But this is just good that you can slam this turn 2, pressure with crit with this and your leader. So now you feel like kind of like a blue version of Beerus in a sense, right? We have 3 of the 2-drop Zamasu. This card cannot be removed by your opponent's skills, and then when attacking, you discard a card and draw a card. So a lot of the times, you are going to put this card into play, and every matchup. Really, you're probably just going to have it just sit in an active mode until you decide to swing with it. And the turn you swing with it is probably the turn that you're going to bottom deck it off of your leader effect to then play a Goku Black. But it's kind of a harder card to remove. Like, really, the only thing that can remove it is going to be red, right? Blue can't do anything. Black can't do anything. So you're just going to kind of sit there, right? You can kind of just discard in active mode, just sit it there, and then once you decide to play a Goku Black, once you've already woken, then you can use this as your bottom deck target. 3. We have 3 of the 3-drop 10k Zamasu. This is a promotional card. I think it's not a promotional card. This came from set 2, but this art is a promotional art. When attacking, look at the top 3 cards, and then play up to 1. Or look at the top 3 cards. Play up to 1 Zamasu that costs 1, and bottom deck the rest of the cards. It's mainly here because it's a 10k and it's searchable, but you can play technically any of these off of that card. So off the Goku Black, you can swing, play this Zamasu, and then search top 5 for a Goku Black, so which is very, very good. 3 of the Vegetos. Of course, we're playing this because we're blue. We have to play this card. It just allows us to board control our opponents by reducing the cost and then using this to bottom deck a 2 cost. Now all of our bottom deck effects are a little bit stronger. We have this Goku Black. This one can be played for 4, or you're more likely going to be playing it off of the Goku Black here. And all 4 of these targets really are going to be better targets for the 6-drop here. But this bottom decks a 2 cost or less, which with the Vegeta on board, you can bottom deck 3 costs. This guy If you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, you choose up to 1 Earthling card in a battle area and return it to its owner's hand. So what's cool about that is you can technically return Mai to your hand. But in other matchups, I mean, this hits a lot of Earthling cards, right? A lot of Earthling cards. Some of the Earthling cards, there's a few cards in black. Hits some green cards. Hits like the green secret rare, both green secret rares. Red, it's probably better in like the blue matchup because you can bounce, and almost all the blue cards are either Saiyan or Earthlings or some combination. So being able to just return that card makes it a little different, you know, a little difficult for me. And this also is a 10k, so that's always good. We have the Zamasu here. Another super good card. When it's KO'd, you play it back out. And when you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, you draw one. So it's a draw one. It's really hard to remove unless you're playing red. Are very specific red now because Jiren doesn't really have good minusing effects unless you're really teching the deck out. But all of these cards can be played off of all of the Goku Black here. Swinging and then playing a 4 cost or less. You can play any of these 3 cards, and also you can also play the Vegeta and Goku Black. Those are probably the best targets for it. 2 Zenos just to still have another 10k that also can board wipe. 4 super combos. Extra card lineup, we have 3 Gallic Guns, 2 Signature Sickles, and then 2 Final Flash. And this was a card, you're going to see this in a few of the blue decks. This is probably a better target now than Absolute Lightning. The reason is that this card can cost 1, right? So you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, you discard a card, and then you can bomb deck a 5 cost or less. Absolute Lightning hits anything. But most cards are going to be 5 cost or less, right? Green is the only color that's going to be really playing bigger cards than that. And green's not going to be super popular right now. But that's also why we were playing Zeno. So we have at least the backup for it. But this gives us a 1 energy answer to black, which is super good because that's going to be probably the biggest thing that blue's going to deal with. Even though blue kind of has a favorable matchup into black. Just like overall, not by this particular leader, just kind of overall. But that is the Goku Black deck. And we'll move on to the next one. All right, next is going to be Vegeta, 51 card list here. And I decided to go with a few new tech pieces. One, obviously, just kind of really focusing on, not kind of a new thing, but just really focusing on the skillless package here. So we have 4 of the skillless Videl. And then we have 5 targets for Videl to play. We have the new 2-drop Videl. And I like this card in this deck, and probably this deck and maybe Trunks as well, because you can pick up all of your Earthling cards, right? So it's just it's a 20k body that can swing, and also draw you a card. Also, what's nice in this matchup is that we chose these 2 Earthling skillless because, again, they're Earthling, so we can actually grab these back off of the Videl. So if we have a Videl already on board, we can swing, pick up a skillless. If we have this Videl on board, then we can play it for 1 energy. So you're getting a ton of value out of this. Trunks, peel off, that's all pretty normal stuff there. We have the new Gohan SR. This is kind of your big boss monster in this particular version of the deck. Bottom decking stuff, 3 costs or less. If you have the Vegeta on board, you're bottom decking 4 costs or less. We have the new Gohan TP. This card's really good. It's just an extra draw, right? So you can draw 2 cards, and you can add the top card of your you can add a card from the top of from your hand to the top of your deck. So you can kind of add a dead card, or just something else that you don't really want in your hand at the moment, and kind of fix your hand up a little bit. This is also another Earthling, so you can grab this off of the Videl. We have this Bulma. Newer card. I think this card's actually super good for this particular deck. You discard 1 card from your hand, and then at the end of the turn, you draw a card. So why this is good is that you have a few different interactions. You can discard any of these Earthling cards, and then pick them up off of the Videl, right? Second thing, you can use this. Let's say you have 8 cards in hand. Normally, you would have to do some like weird play of like attacking with this or attacking with something else, and then over comboing to get down to 7 to use your leader effect. With this, if we're at 8, we can just trigger this effect, discard a card, give our leader 35k, do whatever, then at the end of the turn we draw another card. So allowing our hand to just +1 just really hard there, right? Vegeta, Zeno, Videl, these are all, pretty normal stuff. We have the Vegeta Secret Rare, Signature Sickle, Gallic Gun, and then I put Absolute Lightning in this deck. Again, you can just switch this out for was it Big Bang? Yeah, you can switch it out for that if you would like to. I kind of played around with both. I just wanted to show people that it's technically still an option. So you have both options that you can kind of choose from. Again, this is a 51 card deck here. Just for you guys, you can see, check it out here. Changes, I mean, you have a few other tech pieces you can play, like the Vegeta and the Bulma. That gives your leader, gives a Vegeta card 10k or 5k for the turn. That's pretty cool. It's not bad. I just think this Bulma just allows the deck just to kind of function a little bit better, since you can just kind of force. All right, so now we have Zamasu. This is a 52 card list. A lot of similarities here. You're going to see to the other blue decks. We have the new Vegeta, Trunks, Pilaf. We have the Trunks and Goten package for the 4-drop Gotenks. This deck doesn't draw on the front side, on the back side, so we need to be able to supplement our hand pretty heavily. That's what Gotenks allows us to do. This allows us to draw 2 cards back, which is super powerful. We have the new Gotenks that also can just draw a card if you have 7 or fewer cards in hand when it's played. Of course, Gohan. We have this few Zamasu. We have the TP. We have this new Whis. It gains blocker when you have 3 life or less. Now we do waken at 3 life, so that is kind of interesting. It's a 10k. When you play this card, you can discard a card and draw a card. So why this is cool is that, again, this is a blocker. Blocker's good. Honestly, against black, unless they want to waste an energy, like just being able to set up blockers is pretty powerful. Thankfully, it's not I would say thankfully, but it's not an Earthling, so you can't grab this back off the peel off. Vegeta, again, for just some extra crit. This is just allow you to pressure a little bit early. And then everything else is pretty standard here. I think this deck you play Absolute Lightning instead of the other removal card I was talking about. This deck's especially because you're not drawing. So for you to pitch another card from your hand is not very good. This can just snipe anything, right? And you're going to be going late game with this deck anyway. So just paying 3 for this and then just keeping energy up for defense is going to be fine. Again, 52 card list here. Check it out here. Like, again, so some changes you can do if you want to run the double striker. You can cut one of the Gohans here. You can cut a Goku Black if you like. I just felt like for this particular deck, the double striker wasn't just wasn't needed. We're gonna be able to remove stuff and swing big. So I think this is fine here. But this is the Fuse Zamasu deck. All right, and then last but certainly not least is going to be the Trunks Future deck. 51 card list. Keeps hitting that same button there. Took some inspiration from Tyler, who should be on the channel here probably within a day or so after this video comes out, talking about Trunks. But we messed around a little bit here. I did not take his list. I took some pieces from it. But the idea of this is just to, again, allow... Trunks is probably one of the better blue decks for the set. I know we talked about it in the video. But this leader effect, being able to bounce 3 costs, is really strong, especially against black. And just being able to, you can kind of just, defuse a board very quickly. The Mai here allows you to reduce cards cost by 1, and because you can bounce any card, you can technically bounce the Mai back, replay it, reduce it again, and then use something like Vegeta to bottom deck it. Trunks here is super good. It can bounce back 5 cost or less. This card is a bane to a lot of people's existence. This card is going to be really good in this upcoming format for blue. You can bounce back literally every boss monster that's viable except for green decks, which you're already going to lose anyways. So that's really not going to fix that too much. We are playing 4 of the 2-drop Trunks because it's a 10k for 1, and also the fact that we can play this card, let's say on turn like 5, we can play this card for 2, swing for 30, bounce it back, play it again, swing another 30k. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. We have the Piccolo tech here. This allows you to grab back extra cards, primarily using it for Final Flash. You also can use it for Galaga as well. Videl here also allows you to grab back Earthlings. So again, you can grab back all of these cards right here, including this guy as well because he's an Earthling, and the promo, right? Also, you can grab back this Trunks too. So you have a lot of stuff you can do. Big boss monster lineup. We have 2 Vegetos, 2 Vegetas, and 3 Goku Blacks, just to kind of give us a wide variety of big cards that we're going to swing. I did not include Gohan in this deck. I'll have Tyler talk about it a little bit more when we do his breakdown of Trunks. But I kind of agree with him. I think running Gohan in this list is just really not needed because you're already doing a ton of bouncing as it is. But that is the Trunks deck. All 4 decks will be down in the description below if you guys want to check those out by yourself. And as always, thank you guys for supporting me in the channel. We'll be back with some more Fusion World content probably in the week after this video comes out, or at least the weekend after this video comes out. But we should have a regional also this weekend, so we might do some discussion about that stuff as well. So that is it for me today, guys. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next Fusion World video.